Hear me out. I probably don't have to tell you this, but there have been some great captains of the Enterprise. Archer, Pike, Kirk, Rachel Garrett, Picard, Harriman? Is that the guy's name? Harriman? But I'm going to make the obviously audacious claim that the best to ever do it is someone who never even held the rank of captain. At least not in this timeline. I'm talking about this guy. Commander Charles Tucker III.
Trip. I'm called Trip.
What I'm talking about specifically is the Enterprise Season 4 Vulcan arc. That's The Forge, Awakening, and Kir'shara. Season 4 of Enterprise has always been great because all these longer form 2 or 3-parters are like a bunch of Enterprise made-for-TV movies. The Forge is an obvious standout. That's the one with T'Pau. After an embassy bombing on Vulcan, Archer and T'Pau venture into the Vulcan desert without the knowledge of the Vulcan High Command to find the Sirenites, the group of radical Vulcans who supposedly did it. Trip is the second officer on Enterprise, so when Archer and T'Pau are both away, he's running the show. And throughout the course of the 1, maybe 2 days that he's in command here, he packs in a legendary career as Enterprise captain.
Son of a bitch hung up on us.
Should I try to get him back?
He pulls off 6 absolutely remarkable feats of captaining. I'll go through every one of them. And the last one is one of the boldest, most astonishing maneuvers I've ever seen from a starship captain. Number 1. Shortly after Archer leaves, Trip solves the embassy bombing. Phlox tells him he has proof that the evidence against T'Pau and the Sirenites is fake. He says, cool, but hey, the security footage shows that this guard saw the culprit, and that guard is currently in a coma 3 feet away from us. Maybe it's because they're orbiting Vulcan, but Captain Trip zeroes in on the solution right away. Mind meld. This seems a little quaint by original series standards, when Spock built a career out of mind melding with everything.
I must try to mind meld with it.
At the time, Vulcan society considered mind melds to be a deviant behavior. But he goes straight to Saval and says, find me a melder. Oh, this is Saval. He is the stuffy Vulcan ambassador that's been the foil to Captain Archer since episode 1.
Volatile? You have no idea how much I'm restraining myself from knocking you on your ass.
There's a practical approach to Trip's command style that's fitting for an engineer. When he sees a problem, he seeks the best tool to fix it. Your eyewitness is in a coma? We're orbiting Vulcan. Get someone to do a mind meld. Saval does the meld and finds out it was the investigator with the High Command that planted the bomb. So maybe the Vulcan High Command is a problem. Number 2. When he's ordered to leave, Trip stays in orbit and runs interference until Archer and T'Pau can get back. This is in the face of escalating threats from the High Command.
Enterprise was supposed to leave orbit an hour ago. Voss is not a patient man.
There's not a whole lot he can do about it.
Vulcan ships are significantly more powerful than Enterprise, and only when they finally open fire does Trip leave orbit. The Vulcans get the Starfleet Admiral to order Enterprise back to Earth, but instead of that, number 3, Trip disobeys direct orders when he learns that Vulcan is planning an invasion of Andoria. To prevent a war, he flies into Andorian space to warn them. He actively betrays the Vulcans, Earth's oldest and onlyest ally, to prevent intergalactic war. Malcolm Reed, not the greatest captain of the Enterprise, even tells him that this plan is crazy. And Trip says,
I'll save you a seat at my court-martial.
Absolute legend. Number 4. After they find Shran, the only character more hostile to Vulcans than Season 1 Jonathan Archer,
I'm knocking you on your ass.
Trip convinces him to act on the intel from Saval, who is most certainly a Vulcan. Kudos to Saval, by the way, who also readily throws away his career to do the right thing and prevent a senseless war. He kind of stands in as Trip's science officer in this story, and they honestly have a pretty great Kirk and Spock dynamic going.
I lived on Earth for more than 30 years, Commander. In that time, I developed an affinity for your world and its people.
You did a pretty good job of hiding it.
Thank you.
While they do convince Shran to take the threat of a Vulcan fleet seriously, even though they can't see it, they clearly don't get all the way there because Shran kidnaps Saval and tortures him to definitively prove he's telling the truth. Which leads to number 5. Captain Trip, in Andorian space, dealing with an Andorian fleet, fires on Shran's ship when they flee into the nebula with Saval. My guy is not fucking around. Number 6. The plan is, if the Vulcan surprise attack meets resistance from the Andorians, the High Command will call it off to avoid a messy battle. But when the Andorian fleet and the Vulcan fleet face off, it looks like neither side is backing down. Then, when the battle is about to begin, Trip orders Enterprise to fly between the fleets.
Travis, put us between both fleets. If the Vulcans want to start a war, they're going to have to get through us first.
Both sides are allied with humans, so he puts a physical obstacle between them to prevent this battle. This is some next level cowboy diplomacy. Each individual Vulcan ship and each individual Andorian ship totally outmatch Enterprise. This man does not believe in the no-win scenario. He said earlier that he's trying to do what Captain Archer would do in this situation, but Archer never pulled a move this ballsy. This is all Tucker III. This is that engineer mentality I was talking about. The problem is a war that is mere seconds away from starting, and the only tool we have is this flimsy spaceship. Trip is putting everything on the line to uphold the ideals of the Federation. And the Federation doesn't even exist yet. I mean, put him in the Starfleet Hall of Fame. Put him on Mount Rushmore. I love Archer, but Trip should have been the captain. So Trip does become captain of the Enterprise. In an alternate timeline. In the Season 3 episode Twilight, Enterprise's mission in the Expanse fails and the Xindi destroy Earth. Archer is out of commission, so Captain Trip is finally real. With no space dock and just a handful of humans left, Trip keeps that ship running for 12 years and is the de facto protector of the last remaining humans. This is Battlestar Galactica, and Trip is Commander Adama. This is astonishing. I am astonished. Trip is the best captain. You have to believe me.